this is a really good, feel-good story. Now, it started in 1895, where Gus and Emma Thompson moved from Kentucky to Coronado, San Diego, and they purchased a boarding home that would give marginalized people an opportunity to live outside of racism, right? Because back then, black people or other people of color couldn't just rent from anywhere, specifically white people, right? And so Gus and Emma, being entrepreneurs, they said, well, we'll give other marginalized people a chance. And so moving the story to 1939, the Dong family needed a place to stay. And of course, white people would not rent to them either, even though they were Chinese American. And so they went to the Thompsons, and the Thompsons said, yeah, sure, come on in. And then years and years later, the Thompsons sold that house. It actually was on top of a barn. So it was like apartments or something like that on top of a barn. They sold that to the Dong family. Of course, it was, the descendants of Gus and Emma, because they were actually born in slavery, right? So they sold those properties to the Dong family and another property. Now, mind you, Coronado is prime real estate today, right? It's right on the beach. But it is said back then, it wasn't really considered prime real estate. It was kind of like the outskirts, because black people and other marginalized people really couldn't live amongst white people because they didn't want them to, right? So they were moved to the beach areas. All right. So moving forward to 2024, the descendants of Lloyd Dong decided that they would sell the property and another property that they have, and totaling $8 million, and they are going to donate $5 million to San Diego State University, their Black Center for Resources, and they want to help Black students. Now, even though the Chinese American, if you will, didn't have anything to do with slavery or reparations, they said they feel like it's something that they should do because, for one, the Thompsons helped them, their family, in a time of need when nobody else would, right? And so they said they are on board with the whole reparations thing, but they said it was really more about one family helping another. And so we want to return the favor, because they do understand, they being the Dongs, all that Black people have endured and are enduring even to this day in this country. And so I think that we should make it a habit to tell these stories more often, because, there's a lot of other stories that we do tell, but every once in a while, a good story like this creeps into the picture. Now, it should also be said that California, of course, they was talking about reparations, and it amounted to a bunch of nothing. And of course, California was considered a free state, but they still delved into slavery because they allowed slave masters to keep their slaves. They, enacted the Fugitive Act, where a black slave would escape to California. And then if the slave master got California involved, then they would send them back. So California was very complicit in slavery. But I say big ups to the Dong family for saying, you know what, we are going to return the favor, because they said had it not been for the Thompsons, they don't know where they'd be. They probably wouldn't be educated and amass the things that they have, because it would have been just harder, right, for them to really find a place to live. And so I say we should hear stories like that more often. And to me, there's no doubt that the Thompson family also helped Black people. So big ups, because Black students really could use $5 million. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of that story. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra K Show, here on YouTube.